जय गोपी जन वल्लभ, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ, जय गिरवरधारी, जय राधा माधव, जय राधा माधव, जय कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव, जय कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे राम, हरे राम हरे राम, राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे।
Hari Om. Everyone could stand up. Om na karmana na prajaya dhanen त्यागेनैके अमृतत्वमानशुः परेण नाकं निहितं गुहायां विभ्राजते यत्यतयो विशन्ति वेदान्तविज्ञानसुनिश्चितार्थ सन्न्यासयोगाद्यतयः शुद्धसत्त्वाः ते ब्रह्मलोके तु परान्तकाले परामृतात् परिमुच्यन्ति सर्वे दह्रं विपापं परमेष्मभूतं यत्पुण्डरीकं पुरमद्य सद्गस्थं तत्रापि दह्रं गगनं विशोकस्तस्मिन् यदन्तस्तदुपासितव्यम् यो वेदादौ स्वरप्रोक्तो वेदान्ते च प्रतिष्ठितः तस्य प्रकृतिलीनस्य यः परः स महेश्वरः। न मण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव त्वमेव सर्वं
Dharmic Sabha Mandir, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome each and every one of you to tonight, the 11th night of the Bhagavad Purana Satsang. I would like to introduce to you, and he is well known to each and every one of you, Swami Prakashananda of the Chinmaya Mission. Thank you very much, Swami, for being here with us. It is our pleasure. Thank you.
Radhe 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 Govinda
Radhe 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 Govinda
Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Govinda
Radhe 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 Govinda
Radhe 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 Govinda
Radhe 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 Govinda
Radhe 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 Govinda
Radhe 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 Govinda
Radhe 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 Govinda
Radhe 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 Govinda
Radhe 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 Govinda
Radhe 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 Govinda
Radhe Radhe
सब गाइए
Radhe Govinda
Radhe 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 Govinda
Krishna Mukunda
Krishna Mukunda
Bala Govinda
Radhe Govinda
Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Om Shri Saraswatye Namaha Om Shri Gurudevaya Namaha Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Amba Tvamanusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshinim Namostute Vyasa Vishal Buddhe Pullarvindayatapatra Yena Tvaya Bharata Tailapurnaha Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraikapane Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gita Duhe Namaha Sarvopanishado Gavo Dugdha Gopalanandanaha Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gitamritam Mahat Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Hari Om Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna
Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Sukha dukhe same kritva labha labhau jaya jayo. Naivam papam vapsyasi. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. Okay, if you are joining us tonight for the first time, we are seeing Srimad Bhagavad Gita and we have reached chapter 2 and we left it last night and this verse number 38 in the second chapter. And Bhagavan has changed his, not tune, approach somewhat from this verse onwards. And he's telling, he's emphasizing now doing our duty, but what is important is the attitude with which we do our duty. The attitude is important in any action. So let me just back up a little bit and tell you about actions in Sanatana Dharma is not what we really consider as action in ordinary life. And in actually, if you study even in civic life and the highest institutions in civic life, like the courts and all of that, they've adhered to the Vedic principle of action, really. I'll show you how. See, when a person is caught for murder and he is brought before the court, right? So that time, the judge and the defense and the prosecution and everybody, they try to ascertain one very important thing. And that is whether that fellow had intent to kill. Correct? And if he had no intention to kill, even though it resulted in the death of a person, even though that his action resulted in the death of a person, if he had no intent to kill, then that thing is not considered as murder. It might be some lesser, some other crime and all that kind of thing, but it is not murder. So that is pointing to what? That is pointing to the action is really not considered to be the action. It is the motive or the intention behind the action which is considered to be the action. That is a very important thing. Huh? See, I'll just give you a simple example. See, and let me take the opportunity to welcome Professor Vijay Nayan Singh and his Dharam Patni, who are visiting from Trinidad. Shiromani ji, they are sitting here with us. Professor is the island's best surgeon, and every day he's cutting open people. He's cutting open people every day, right? So have you seen anybody arrest him for cutting open people? But if you go on the street of Georgetown there, and you take a knife and you cut open somebody, well, you will get in trouble. Huh? So even though the act of cutting open is same, and people will bleed the same, and everything, but he does that thing with a noble intention. So what is important there is the intention. In law it is just called motive. That is a technical term for it, right? So that is what is considered to be the action, really. The act being the same, the court looks for the motive. So now, in Bhagavad Gita, this exact same principle is taught in the Vedic tradition, and this is where modern jurisprudence has gotten it from. These things are there a long time ago. So what the rishis are telling and what Bhagavad Gita is telling, what Bhagavan Shri Krishna is telling in this Bhagavad Gita is this very simple thing. What is that? Look here, my dear, all of us are doing action every day. All of us are engaged in our duties, isn't it? Some duty we are engaged in. So I can do that duty with a selfish motive, or I can do that duty with a selfless motive. Now, how very simple this thing is. If I do that duty with a selfish motive, that action which I am doing every day, that is going to bind me to a repeated string of birth and death, birth and death, birth and death. It's called karma bandhana. This word will come just now. I am introducing this section because Bhagavan has changed his line of thinking here now. And if that action which you are doing every day, if that is done with a selfless motive, that same action will free me. That is like, a two-edged sword. Oh, no, what do you call it? Like the knife can be used as a weapon to kill, and the knife can be used as a tool in the kitchen to peel aloo. Correct? It can be used for something beneficial, or it can be used for something detrimental. Well, the same way, our action can be used to free me from the cycle of birth and death, or my action can be used to bind me to the cycle of birth and death. And it all depends on the motive. And that is what really counts as the action. So if it's a selfless motive, the action will free me. And if it is a selfish motive, the action will bind me. So this is what is going to be introduced. Now, I'm just telling here, because the topic is only introduced. Bhagavan does not develop this topic in detail here in the second chapter. He's introducing this topic. This topic will be really dealt with in detail in the next chapter, because the next chapter is called as Karma Yoga. What I just described to you is the essence of Karma Yoga. So he'll take that one topic, and not only third chapter, he'll deal with it in third chapter, fourth chapter, fifth chapter also. 3 chapters he'll still be going on about Karma Yoga, because it is a big thing. The reason is obvious. We are all engaged in karma every day. Our life cannot be there without karma. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jato tishtya karma. He says in the third chapter, we can't sit even for a moment without doing some karma. So we will be engaged in some karma. So since we are helplessly engaged in karma, why not do the karma properly, so that it will free me from the cycle of birth and death, rather than bind me to the cycle of birth and death. Unfortunately, we all do the karma with selfish motive, and so we are bound to the cycle of birth and death. But that's why we have to learn what is Karma Yoga first. So he's introducing that. So now, the highest pitch in Karma Yoga is in this verse. Sukha dukhe same kritva labha labha jaya jayo. Mean maintain your balance and equilibrium. Don't get too swayed too much on this side or that side. In joy and sorrow, maintain balance. Otherwise, how we live our life? When there's sorrow, so much sorrow, anything that affects, we become depressed. Sorrow, that takes us into depression. Because we go on worrying about this thing, thinking about that thing, on and on. And so the sorrow takes us to deep depression. And on the other side, when we get sukha, so this is dukkha. When we get sukha now, oh, jump with joy and call everybody and tell them and have a party and that's all big thing has happened. So nowadays when people graduate from somewhere, they have a big party by their house and so much celebration just for graduating. So too much of setting on celebration on this side and too much of sorrowing on this side. This is our life. So our life is like a pendulum from this side to this side in a big wall clock, you know. And you know what clock in time? So to maintain an equilibrium and balance, this is this verse. So in all our actions, now you tell me, if you are terribly disturbed while driving, or you're overly happy while driving, your driving will be effective. If you have a proper balance, if you have a proper equipoise, samatvam it is called in sukha dukhe same kritva, sama word is coming. In 7 case, sama becomes same. So samatvam, balance, equilibrium. So to maintain my balance. So in joy and sorrow, then the next one says, in labh alabh, it means in gain and loss. If you're in business, you're in this, or whatever it is, some days you will gain, some days you will lose. You have profit, some days you have losses. So maintain balance. And then the next one is jaya jaya, in victory and defeat. You know, when there's a cricket match, you can't win every time. And one team must win and one team must lose. And you ever see these big international stars and all, when they lose in World Cup, FIFA World Cup and all, they cry like anything. Big men. They're like Arjuna only. Crying. So the sorrow goes so extreme that they're in international television and they're crying. And the ones who win, well, the whole country celebrates. Like that. And this whole other country, they mourn like somebody died. So Bhagavad Gita is teaching, keep your equilibrium and balance. He says, tato yudhaya yujyasva, my dear Arjuna. Now to do your duty, you adopt this attitude and fight this battle. But this is how you have to fight with, means whichever duty we are doing, maintain that balance and get to it. That is the idea. And he says, na evam papam avapsyasi. In this way, we will not commit papa. So here the pap is, now I'm telling all in all the previous 10 temples and I'm telling you today again, you just use the word pap. In Sanskrit, the two words are punya and papa. And in English, it is roughly translated as merit and sin. But it has rough translation, very bad translations. So start using the Sanskrit words. It's better. Punya and pap. So he said, when we do our work like this, we will not commit pap. This is what he is telling Arjuna. And if we do the work with an imbalanced state of mind, we will commit pap only. So now, what is the pap? The pap is what I just told you. I tie myself to an unending string of birth and death. That is the pap. So if I do the work properly, I will come out of that. That is punya. You see? Right. Now, he clarifies he didn't tell just now that I'm shifting gears. I'm going to another topic. He just introduced the topic, but now he'll tell. See that? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. सब गाइए.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
एषा ते भिहिता सांख्ये. बुद्धिर्योगे त्विमां शृणु।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
बुद्ध्या युक्तो यया पार्थ कर्मबन्धं प्रहास्यसि।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki jai. Bhagavan says, Eshate abhita sankhye. So far I have been teaching you from the standpoint of Gyan. Sankhya here means Gyan. But now, Buddhi yoge tvimam shrunu. Now you listen from the standpoint of yoga. Yoga means karma yoga. Here. So Sankhya means Gyan here, and yoga means karma yoga. So far I have been teaching from standpoint of Gyan, knowledge. Now I am teaching from the standpoint of yoga. Now you listen. Buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. Karma bandha word is coming for the first time in Bhagavad Gita, and that's what I was just telling you. So let me explain the word karma bandha. This is a big word in Sanatana Dharma. Karma bandha. Bondage of karma. What is the bondage of karma? It is like this. See, Tulsidas ji writes. कर्म प्रधान विश्व करी राखा जो जस करई सो तस फल चाखा
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Now I just tell you a few lines from Shastras and we'll study this whole karma thing. Big topic, So Tulsidas ji is saying here, karma pradhana visvakari rakha. Visva means Bhagwan, Ishvara. Rakha, he placed. What? A law in this universe. The law called karma. Law of karma. And he says pradhan. That law is the most preponderant law in the world. You jump high or jump low or do whatever you want, nobody could escape this law. Even Bhagwan himself, when he has to take avatar, Bhagwan Vishnu was given shrap by Narad, and based on that karma he took avatar. He did something and Narad gave him shrap. Bhagwan also takes karma onto himself. Takes voluntarily, or we involuntarily have karma. But Bhagwan takes karma onto himself to take avatar also. So karma pradhan. And what the next line says, what is the law? Very simple law. Jo jasa karai so tasa phalu chakha. As we sow, so we reap. That's the law. Now see, please study the law a little bit now. The law says, as you sow, so you reap. Right? Means whatever karma I do, I have to reap the results. Acha, theek hai. This is first part. So that is the law. Now second part. Study this properly. Please get this whole thing about karma in your mind clear now. In one lifetime, how many karmas you will do? Well, then we'll have to study a little bit what is a karma. Karma is any verb. Any verb. So sitting, eating, thinking, watching, listening, going, coming, talking, reflecting, pondering, meditating. Huh? Any verb you can talk about is a karma. So these things we do every day or not? So in one lifetime, how many karmas? Well, that is infinite number. You cannot even count. Achha, theek hai. This is the first point. Point A in number 2. Point B in number 2 now. See this. In one lifetime, I have so many karmas. And how many lifetimes I've had now? In this same chapter, maybe not in this temple, in some other temple we've seen, Bhagavan is telling Arjuna in the beginning itself, Natve vaham jatu nasam natvam neme janadipabde. There was never a time when you were not, nor me, nor any of these kings. We've always been there. Our life is anadi, beginningless. This means to say we have had countless lifetimes. In 4th chapter again he will tell. Bahuni me vatitani janmani tavacha Arjuna. You have had countless lives and I have had countless lives. So now, in one lifetime you have countless karmas. And how many lifetimes we have had? Well, again countless now. So when you multiply countless by countless, how many karmas we have done now? In the 4th chapter he will tell, Ghano karmanagati. Karma is one of the most profound and deep principles. It is very, very difficult to understand karma. So, we have had countless lifetimes and we have done countless karmas. Now add that, this is the second point. To point number 1 now. When I do the karma, who reaps the result? It says, so you sow, so shall you reap. It doesn't say, so I sow, so shall you reap. So you sow, so shall I reap. So now, if you have done countless karmas in countless lifetimes, in which lifetime are you going to reap the result of all of those karmas? It means karma necessitates repeated, countless birth after birth after birth after birth. This thing is called karma bandhana. This is the Bhagavan word now. All that I told you to tell is one word. I am bound to take birth after birth after birth. And because I am bound, it's called karma bandhan, bondage of karma. So now what is going to be taught now then in this introduction here and taught in the 3rd, 4th and 5th chapter is the art of karma yoga, so that that karma does not become a source of bondage for me, that karma becomes a source of freedom. That is karma yoga. So he says, now I'm going to tell you from that standpoint. But he doesn't, I told you, this is just an introduction to the topic, but he clarifies a few points about this karma, because he is making just a small introduction. Now let us see these few points which he tries to clarify. Now let me tell you before he clarifies. In the beginning today, we were chanting. So those of you who are here, there's a very famous verse. It says there that all the Upanishad is like a cow. Sarvo Panishado Gavo Dugdha Gopala Nandanaha Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gita Amritam Mahat. That Bhagavan is milking all the Upanishads, because the Upanishad is like a cow, and Bhagavan is the one who is milking. And that is the Upanishadic knowledge he is giving to Arjuna to drink in the form of this Bhagavad Gita. So this Bhagavad Gita is really the essence or the milk of the Upanishad. So the next section, maybe for about 4 verses in a line, with 3 verses in a line or so, the teaching has come from the Mundaka Upanishad. Mundaka Upanishad. Very famous Upanishad. So now let me just tell you a little story of the Mundaka Upanishad. I'll tell you. Bear with me. There the Upanishad starts, Brahmaji was sitting there and he's manifesting the universe, pulling things from out of Avyakta, manifesting one by one. And the Upanishad says he also manifested, pulled out from the ether, as it were, the Vedanta, Upanishadic teachings. Brahma Jnana, knowledge about his supreme reality. And he taught it to his son. And his son, like that, subsequently taught all the way, and he came down to Angiras. And Shaunaka, Mahashalaha, Shaunaka, great householder by the name of Shaunaka, he went to finally Angiras and he asked a question. See his question, Kasmennu bhagavo vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati iti. That is the question. He means to say, oh great Angiras, you please tell me, what is that thing, having known which everything becomes known? What is that thing, having known which everything becomes known? This is the question. Now there is only one such thing in the universe, That thing is called Paramatma, Brahman, that all such thing. But Shaunaka asked the right question to Angiras, When you meet such great person, you ask that thing, what is that thing, having known which everything becomes known? You don't go and ask him, but you like Karaili or you like Okro? Or Karaila or Okro? In Guyana it's called Karaila. He asked the most pertinent question. And that, when Angiras answered very nicely also in that Mundaka Upanishad, what he tells, he said, look, there are two types of knowledge in this world. Two types of knowledge. This is Angiras' answer. One is called as Apara Vidya, lower knowledge, and the other is called as Para Vidya, higher knowledge. Dve Vidya Veditavye, two Vidyas to be known. One is called, and see, that is very important words. Dve Vidya Veditavye. Two knowledges are there, lower knowledge and higher knowledge. But Veditavya, both have to be known. Both have to be known. In other words, you cannot end up in university without going to high school, can you? How, if you haven't gone to preschool alone, A, B, C, D, how you will go to which university? So you have to know both or not? Lower knowledge and higher knowledge. And there, interestingly, and this is the interesting part, and this is where it ties to Bhagavad Gita. That is all part of the story only. There, Angiras tells that in lower knowledge is all the Vedas, 4 Vedas, all the Karmakand and all the rituals and all Nirukta and grammar and all the phonetics and all the various type of things which you can know, all the rituals and all that, all of it belong to lower knowledge. And it seems that that type of teaching was paving the way for Bhagwan's Bhagavad Gita teaching, which came after. Higher knowledge is that knowledge which pertains to the Supreme Paramatma, that and only that and nothing else. So the Upanishad makes this distinction between lower knowledge and higher knowledge. And the important word I told you, Dve Vidya Veditavye, both have to be known. And I have to go through all the preliminary knowledge before I can get to the higher knowledge, just like you have to go through all of schooling and all before you can get to university. There is no exception. You can't just be born and brought up somewhere in Burmese and you never see school, the door of a school, and then suddenly you want to go to UG. That will not happen. So now, Bhagwan is telling in these few coming verses now which we will chant, this type of thing. My dear, in this Karma Yoga, the aim is the higher knowledge and not the lower knowledge. It means one more thing, and let me tell you a story. That mother is telling that boy. Mother is telling the son. Hear this story. Mother is telling the son. Son, wake up. You have to go to school. You know, like typically what mothers do. Son, wake up. You have to go to school. He said, no, I don't want to go. So the mother said, why? Because there in that school, nobody likes me. She said, but that is no reason for you to go. You still have to go. He said, no, but I have to stay there all day. You know, so many children want to run away half a day. No, but you have to go. And stay all day also. Everybody has to do. He said, no, I don't want to go because when I go there, I don't get proper food also. When I am at home, I get nice food. She said, but we can make arrangement for you to get proper food. He said, no, I still don't want to go because it is so far away from here. She said, my dear, the most important reason why you have to go is because you are the principal. No, see, really the principal, nobody likes him, you know. And he has to stay whole day and everybody getting like that and all that kind of thing. But anyway, if that fellow has become principal and his mother still has to wake him up to go to school, then something is wrong or not? That means he has not really evolved from a child in a school to the responsible principal that he is supposed to be, correct? He has not evolved. So now, if I am stuck with what the Upanishad and Bhagavad Gita is calling the lower knowledge, and I have not moved on from that knowledge to what the same Upanishad calls as higher knowledge, that means I am stuck. Just like this fellow, he is stuck in childhood. He is irresponsible as a child. So the Upanishad and the Bhagavad Gita here now Bhagavan is going to tell that, and actually the Bhagavad Gita is more forceful. See that the Upanishad tells very nicely what? Dve vidye veditavya, I have to know both. Here Bhagavan is going to pitch inspiration for us to move on from the lower knowledge to the higher knowledge in these verses. Now see, I am in number 41. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
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 Neha Bhikramana Shosti Pratyavayo Navidyate,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kuru nandana,
Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam
बहुशाखा ह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिना
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय। नेहा विक्रमणा शोस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते. There is no loss of any unfinished action. See, like this now. Suppose you're building this temple, right? And you reach halfway. So it's only halfway up. And you leave it for 50 years and you come back. What will be the condition of the temple? Well, you will have squatters living here and all sorts of things. It will be like a dump, isn't it? So you look, whatever half effort you already expended, you will lose it, correct? But he says here, in this spirituality and in this path which I am going to tell, and this higher knowledge, there is no losing anything. Suppose I am studying this thing and I reach halfway. This again will come up in 6th chapter. Not even a little bit done will ever get lost. Means it will be there. Because just now I told you, you have to receive the result of your karma. So it never gets lost. In this knowledge, study of this knowledge, I just pick up where I left and again I will continue. This higher knowledge. Neha vikramanashosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya. Even a little bit of, this is a nice line. Bhagavan Shankaracharya tells about this thing in his Bhaja Govindam also. Bhagavad Gita, kinchida Gita, little bit. Problem with people, you know. People like to study whole Gita, whole Ramayana, whole this, whole that. Bhagavan is saying, look, no need to study the whole thing. Just study little bit like this, but study it well. Then everything will be fine. Like the sadhu was passing one day and a man was digging the ground there, digging a well. So he dug 10 feet and then he found no water. That cannot be in Guyana. That's in some other place. If it's Guyana or Trinidad, you dig 2 feet, you get water. So he was digging a well somewhere in Bharat. So he dug 10 feet and there was no water. So he left that spot and he went there and dug 10 feet and there was no water. And then he went to another place and dug 10 feet and there was no water. And 10 places he dug 10 feet and there was no water. And that Mahatma said, Are Murkh. If you had dug 100 feet in one place, you surely would have gotten water. In other words, you dig one place but go deep. In the same way, no need to jump from here to there all over the Gita and Ramayana Upanishad, nothing. Bhagavad Gita, kinchida Gita, he says, yeah, swalpa means this little much, this much. Swalpam apyasya dharmasya, little, but go. Take that one word and massage that word. Take that one verse and that's enough. So what I'm going to tell in this Bhagavad Gita and this all things about karma yoga and all, just take one of them and go deep. Yavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kurunandana. Or Kurunandana Arjuna. Proper resolve, single-pointedness is the key in all of what I'm going to tell you. In this higher knowledge and all, single-pointedness and proper resolve in that direction, that is the key. Bahushakhayanantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam. And the one who doesn't have proper resolve and concentration and all, his mind will be going everywhere. And you know that. All the time teachers tell in school and all. Pay attention. On the board they tell. Pay attention. Fellow, that parent was telling that boy, You're so irresponsible. That boy said, no. In school, my teacher tells me I am very responsible. The parent said, really? Your teacher said you are responsible? Yeah. Anything goes wrong in that class, I am responsible. But his mind is never on the board. He is responsible for throwing jet, paper, responsible for kicking the other fellow, poking him with a pencil. That's called avyavasayinam. The mind has not made any resolve to stay. The mind has bahushakha, means going everywhere. So we have to learn. And this is a very interesting thing. Those who can really bring their mind together and pay attention, those gunas will go down to children also. But if my mind itself is scattered everywhere, the same guna will go to the child. Same trait, characteristic. Guna means trait or characteristic. Right? It will go down to the child also. So I have to learn to pay attention. It's very nice. Everybody in this temple is very attentive. It's very commendable. So that attention and resolve and single pointedness and all of that is indicated by this word called vyavasayatmika buddhihi. One was made a proper resolve to stay here. And here now, Bhagavan tells that we have to leave all this lower knowledge, because I'll tell you what the lower knowledge is concerned with. In the next 3 verses, to all together. This portion of Bhagavad Gita, many people don't like. Because Bhagavan is telling, now you'll have to leave the lower knowledge. People don't like to leave what they're accustomed to. See that. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadantya vipashchitaha.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Vedavadarta partha nanyadasti nivadinaha.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Kamatmana svagapara janma karma phala prada. Vishesha bahula bhogaishwarya gatim prati.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Bhogaishwarya prasaktana dayapahrit chetasa.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Vyavasayatmika buddhihi samadhau na vidhiyate.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Traigunya vishaya vedaha nistraigunyo bhavarjuna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Nirdvandvo nitya sattva-sthaha niryogakshema atmavan.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. Traigunya Vishaya Veda. No, see, Veda. The topic is Veda. Same thing which there, Shaunaka in the Upanishad had told to, which Angiras had told to Shaunaka. Same thing, what? There, all the Vedas and all of these rituals and all of these things, they are actually steeped in these three gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. And my dear Arjuna, Nistrai Gunyo Bhava Arjuna, you become free from these three gunas. It means you have to go beyond. Now, how is this all this thing connected? Let me just back up a little bit and tell you from a very simple language. Now, see, when we follow all these Vedic rituals and we do all of these things, what people usually have in mind when they do that? Well, you think, I want to get a job, I want to get education, I want to get money, I want to get house, I want to get a good wife, I want to get a good life, I want to go to Swarga. Actually, back in the day, they used to want to go to Swarga. And in Sanatana Dharma, in the Upanishads and in the Vedas and all, Puranas and all, Swarga is nothing more than a place for going and enjoying. So what exactly then is the real purpose of all of these things? To just get enjoyment. I want to get something ahead in the world. And because it is in the world, it is connected with the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. So everything in the world is made up of these three gunas, and all the Vedic rituals and all of these things is connected with that only. Some sort of worldly benefit or benefit in Swarga. I go there and I become Devata, and there I have so much of enjoyment. In the Taittiriya Upanishad it is described what is the difference between here and Swarga. It is like this. If you lick an ice cream here, you get like 1 bit of joy, and if you lick an ice cream there, like 1,000 bit of joy. Means so much more joy if you lick an ice cream in I'm just giving an example. I don't know if it have ice cream there. But this is the Taittiriya Upanishad described like this. That whatever you experience here, the joy will be 1,000 times more. So, all these Vedic rituals and all the different things which are there, they are meant to either gain some joy in this world in terms of money, power, position. This he called Bhoga Aishwarya. Bhoga and Aishwarya. Enjoyment and power. These words are there in these lines which we just chanted. So he said, now, my dear, you take a turn from that, and now you seek what is beyond that. Take a turn from that and seek what is beyond all these worldly things of power and position, money and wealth and all the worldly what we call recognition and people, this it is in ordinary Sanskrit language, this thing is called as lokeshana. So this portion of Bhagavad Gita is coinciding with the whole Upanishadic tradition where the rest of the Vedas are left, and this last portion of the Vedas, which is called Upanishad, that is now taken up. So this is where Bhagavad Gita falls. Bhagavad Gita falls right there, where a person is ready to leave all of this thing. Really, this thing has just taken me from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime of doing karma and reaping result. Doing karma and reaping result. And then there is no end to that. It's an endless cycle of birth and death. Therefore, Bhagavan is telling Arjuna, Nistrai Gunya, become free from these gunas and all its products of birth and death. And he characterizes by another word, which again will come in 9th chapter. He says, in the last line there, Niryoga Kshema. Become free from yoga and kshema. Kshema means, yoga and kshema means getting and keeping. Now see your whole life. Anything that we see in this world, we want to get it. And when we get it, we want to keep it. So now I am doing that in this lifetime, and I have done in all the previous lifetime, and I will do again in all the future lifetime. We want to get things, and then we want to keep them. You think, na? And I saw a really nice thing yesterday. It was in Hindi. Not yesterday, like recently, in Hindi. So one wife was asking, that husband was asking that his friend. You know, in our Shastra it says, when you get a wife, you have that wife for 7 lives. Have you heard? But if you haven't heard, you hear now. Whoever is your wife, you have that wife for 7 lives, or husband for 7 lives. So he was asking his friend, how do I know if this is the first life or this is the 7th life? So the friend tell him, no, you go home. It is an easy way to find out. You go home and listen to your wife. If your wife says, you see this husband of mine, I could never figure out this fellow. I never know what is on his mind. Really, please understand, that is the first life. And if that wife says, this fellow, even before he says anything, I know what he's thinking. Don't feel that he could try any trick on me. I know everything which is in his mind. You realize that is 7 life. Because it takes 7 life to figure out everything. But anyway, but some things in life, when we get, we want to keep. And now in half of the world, when they get a wife or husband also, they want that talak. So Bhagwan make it in such a way that no talak like 7 lives. But getting and keeping, no, so this is the topic here. I just went now off. The topic here is getting and keeping. How many lifetimes we have done it? And you see, let me tell you something. You have not thought about it. You got chappal and you left it outside, right? If you go outside now and your chappal is missing, only chappal, me slippers. See how strong our desire to keep. That if I go outside now and my chappal is missing, first there's a desire to get it, and then desire to keep it. And every lifetime, millions of objects we want to get and then keep. And we're doing the same thing life after life after life. When it will end? And even if we get knowledge, see, if we get, the person gets, he's healthy, he wants to keep his health also. He gets knowledge. That's why you see Bhaja Govindam starts as an old man in Bhaja Govindam beginning. Samprapte sannihite kale nahi rakshati dukran karane. He was an old fellow and he knew Sanskrit grammar and he did not want to lose it. So in his old age now he's going on chanting Ramaha, Ramaha, Ramo, Ramaha, Ramam, Ramo, Raman, Ramena, Ramabhyam, Ramahi. And Bhagavan Shankaracharya, so this is your old age. He says, my dear, Yamraj coming, look, he done reach by the corner. Yamraj means Lord of Death. कोने पे खड़े हैं, आने वाला है, और आप ये क्या हो रहा है? संस्कृत व्याकरण. Chant the name of Govinda, because the Sanskrit grammar would not help you when Yamraj comes, Lord of Death, like that, you see. So he got Sanskrit grammar, and again he wants to keep that also, and keep. So our whole lifetime after lifetime is getting and keeping. You just have to see one object in your life, and when you lose it, how you feel. Then you will know how strong this guna of keeping things in this world. Keeping. Keep. So now, he's telling Arjuna, you become free from this. And why those 3 verses and all those rituals of Bhagavad Gita and all those rituals of the Vedas is all about that. It's all about that thing. But I see, when Dasharathji Maharaj did yajna for sons, correct? To get sons. Suppose that Agni Devata did not come and give any son. Means there's a desire to get. And when he got also, Vishwamitra Muni came to tell, let me this Rama Lakshmana. He said no. He told his saint no. The great Vishwamitra. He told no. So get and keep, like that. So now, this whole, lifetimes upon lifetimes of fostering this guna has to be dismantled at this point where Bhagavad Gita is coming between the rest of the Vedas and Upanishads. Like that. Huh? This is the teaching here. Now look, one more thing. Let me just put a little footnote there. Right? When that person is ready for this step, that person will know all by them. So nobody is forcing anybody to do anything. Please remember, the first part has to be known, but you have to leave standard 1 and go to standard 2. But you'll be in standard 1 all your life or what? But then you only have to know, now it is time to leave this and go there. Nobody's forcing anybody to do anything at all. But one good thing, you go to school knowing that there is standard 1, there is standard 2, standard 3, standard 4, like that, all the way to university. You go to school knowing that, isn't it? So here now we are knowing what will be the stages in my spiritual development. That I will not be stuck in one place. I have to aim. No, I'm trying to finish this primary school. I'm trying to finish this high school. I'm aiming for university. And university, I'm aiming for PhD or whatever. So here also, this is being laid out. What exactly is the aim? At one point, I have to leave lower knowledge and go to higher knowledge. Because the lower knowledge is connected with all of these worldly enjoyments and going to Swarga and having this and having that and aggrandizing and all. That is what it is concerned with. And that causes great bondage to me. Because I do the same thing life after life after life after life, like that. Yamimam pushpitam vacham. Now I just tell you quickly the meaning of this word. Pravadanti vipaschitaha. That the people who learn all of these Vedic rituals and all these things, and they tell very nicely, come. Sit down. We'll do this, and you'll get this, and you will get that, and you'll get nice flowery words. That is the idea. So they engage your mind only in the pursuit of fulfillment of your worldly desires only. Come, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll do the other thing, and you pay this much money and do that, and you will get this benefit and that benefit, and all like that. It goes on and on and on. Vedavadarta partha na anya asti iti vadinaha. They say there is nothing other than that. You come and do all of these Vedic things, do all of these rituals, do all of it, and you will get this benefit and that benefit. And they never tell that there is something called Upanishads. There is something called Bhagavad Gita. There is something higher. There is something called Paravidya. They speak nicely only about this Aparavidya. This is what he means to say. Kamat Mara Swarga Para. And then they also tell, eventually you will go to Swarga. But in the 9th chapter, Bhagavan will tell, he'll dismantle this whole thing. What is that? In 9th chapter, Chetam bhuktva swarga lokam vishalam, kshine punyam martya lokam vishanti. When all the good karmas are gone to Swarga and enjoy, and all the good karmas expended, finish, then what happened? Right? You have to come back. Like that, huh? Kriya vishesha bahulam bhogeshware katim prati. They tell all nice things, how to get enjoyment, pleasures in this world, and power. Pleasure and power, all sorts of pleasure. Bhogeshware katim prasaktanam taya aparhrita chetasam. This thing engages our intellect and our attention and our pursuit for lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Take away our mind, steal our mind away. Yavasayatmika buddhi samadho navidhiyate. And such a person can never experience samadhi and mukti and enlightenment, or what we call it nirvana, and all of these words which are used in Bhagavad Gita. No chance. He'll just be engaged in worldly things from the beginning to the end. And he said, the one who has reached this mukti, one who has reached this higher stage, who has studied this higher knowledge and reached the higher stage, that person has reached the summum bonum of life. That is the last verse we'll see today. Oh no, we have time. See some more. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Yavanartha udapane sarvata samplutodake.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanataha.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. Vijanataha is the subject of this verse. Those who have come to know through the higher knowledge, those who have come to know the absolute reality, Paramatma, Brahman, who have come to know the reality in this world, Vijanataha, for them, anything in this world is like, how important is water to a man who is standing in a flood? If there's water everywhere and you are standing in the flood, is water important to you thereafter? That is of no use to you, isn't it? If people who live in some desert somewhere, they have no water, water is of use to them. It is important to them. But for a man who is standing in a flood, water is of no importance. Yavan artha udapane sarvata samplutodake. Like everywhere there is a flood. And this man is there. Tavan sarveshu vedeshu. All the Vedic rituals and all these things which are given there, and getting here and getting this and going here and going there and enjoying and coming birth after birth and this and that, all that thing, that is as important to this man who has known the reality as water is important to a man who is standing in a flood. Means no importance. That is the idea. No importance. And here comes the very famous verse, which I'm sure all of you would know. I first, as a child, I heard Lata Mangeshkar chanting this verse. Because that time we don't know where it came from or what it means or any such thing. But I'm sure all of you would have heard it. The great Lata Mangeshkar. Karmanye vadhikaraste Ma phaleshu kadachana.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ma karma phala heturbhuh Mate sangosva karmani.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. Today I will just tell briefly here, and this topic will be taken up extensively in the third chapter I told. This is the very famous verse on the whole idea of karma yoga. Karmani eva adhikaraha te ma phaleshu. What it means is, we have the prerogative, the right, the ability, capability, and all of that to do action. We have the right to do it. But really, we really cannot dictate what the result will be. We don't have right to that. I cannot say that I'm planting this mango tree. For instance, I'm planting this mango tree. I will make sure that there is mango. Is that possible? No. You plant the mango tree and you never get any mango. You have the right to plant the mango tree, but to dictate that it will definitely give mango, I am sure of it. We don't know whether it will give mango or not. You plant bora, or you plant karela, or you don't know if you will get, isn't it? When it is ready to flower now and get, the goat come and eat it. Isn't it? So we really can't say. So he says, karmani eva adhikaraha te. You have right to do the karma. Ma phaleshu kadachana. But never to the result. We really cannot dictate about result. See, in everything, and this goes way deeper than this. This is just superficially, I'm telling you. Let me just give you, to tell you the direction in which this can go also, which will come up in 3rd chapter and all. See. There's a beggar passing there. And I give him $500. Right? So now, I have the right to give. No. From that point, we don't know what could happen. I mean, countless things could happen now. That beggar, if he's a very upscale beggar in Bharat, you cannot give him 1 rupee, you know. He'll tell you, take it back, I don't want that. So for the first part is the right to give is on my side. I take this 1 rupee. Because 1 rupee cannot buy anything anymore. So he'll tell you, no, take it back, I don't want it. Really? Yeah, beggar actually told me that already. So, the right to give is there. Now after that, let us say he takes it. So one is, first thing that could happen, with the result of giving, we don't know what will happen. Anything could happen. So he gives it back. That is one result. Second result, he takes it and goes and buys food for his family or whoever. It's for himself. The third result, he takes it and goes and takes drugs. And because he took drugs, he killed somebody. Now see, how many things happen because you gave money. So the result is not in your hand. The karma is in my hand, I gave. But this thing runs very deep. But anyway, this is how it goes. One fellow was standing in front of the temple. One beggar was standing in front of the temple. So one man came and he did a charhawe, you know charhawe? And he gave and then he went out. And when he went out, then that beggar was standing there. And this man get real angry, you know. Hey, I just came there, I was looking at Bhagwan, most beautiful face and everything, and I was so blissful in my chanting, and I did my charhawe and offered this thing to Bhagwan, and first thing when I come out, I have to see you now. Your face. And the beggar was begging something also. He told that beggar, get lost from here. Now the beggar went away. So man coming out from the temple did not give the beggar anything. Now the beggar walked down the road there, and there was a rum shop. So one drunk man was coming out from the rum shop. So the beggar asked the drunk man, "Hare bhai, give me $500 now. I want to buy some food." That drunk man gave him $1,000. Buy food for 2 days. Drunk man gave. That beggar said, "Wow, Bhagwan, you live there, but you walk over there." But we don't know, the drunk man will take the money now, the beggar will take the money now, what he will go on. He just said, I'm going to buy food. But anyway, karma is like this. Karma, the action, and then the result, that is not in our hands. Ma karma phala hetur buhu. The next line, He says, don't engage yourself. This is very profound. And this is what is going to be explained in the 3rd chapter and all. Don't engage yourself so much in the production of results. Engage yourself really in the performance of action. This is a very, very profound thing. This runs really deep. Ma karma phala hetur bhuhu mate sangostva karmai. And don't become lazy also. Don't give yourself over to laziness. I sit and do nothing. We talked about this previously. Okay. All right. Now I will stop. We'll pick up this tomorrow. Now let me tell you where. Tomorrow, 12th night at Enterprise Vishnu Mandir. Enterprise Vishnu Mandir tomorrow, same time, 7 to 8:30. All right. I will tell you a few more announcements in a little while. But we have Professor Narayan Singh here with us. Professor Narayan Singh, for those of you who don't know, is a world-renowned surgeon and the most famous surgeon in our part of the world. And he's sitting with us here tonight. I cannot let the night go without him bringing a message to all of you, or bringing his greetings and blessings, or whatever he chooses to do. Professor Ji. This professor has received accolades from all over the world, medical faculties throughout the globe. So great surprise to see you.
Hari Om. Hari Om, Swamiji. I am actually here, Swamiji said, as a member of a surgical team that came from Britain, Australia, and the Caribbean to do 9 operations here in 5 days. Complex, very complex procedures that are not done here. And I worked out when I was leaving home that I could sneak out this evening and come to this mandir. And that's how we're here. Otherwise, I wouldn't walk with a curtain, of course, but I expected I could get here. And when I was leaving home, they had half hour more to finish the last operation. But the team is there and the work is going on. But once I saw you were here, I said, well, we had to come. And of course, Ciro is here, my wife, who loves to hear Swamiji. But Swamiji, just to tell you how funny the mind works. When Swamiji said to finish yesterday, chapter 2, verse 38, I was calculating. I tell you, the stupidness goes on in your head. One of the verses I like the most is chapter 2, verse 47. But I calculated that the Bhagavad Gita is about 700 verses. You have 108 nights. You'll be working at less than 7 verses a night. Yes. And you wouldn't get to my famous verse, my favorite verse. But you did. So that your right is to work only, but never to the fruit thereof. And I see that every day in my work. I do an operation that's perfect and the patient dies. And I do an operation that is not as good as I want and everything goes well. We really don't control the fruit. But I think one thing for sure that Bhagavad Gita says is that you have to do your best. And that's the message. And you close on my favorite verse. So that's the blessing to be here. And I'm so happy to be here. I mean, I think we've been to only 1 or 2 temples in Guyana because we don't come Guyana that often. And when I come, I'm usually busy with the work. But it's just a blessing to be here and to meet all the villagers and to see how nicely they continue to carry on this tradition. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Jai Shri Ram. Thanks, Professor. Okay. Professor Narayan Singh is involved in so much of work in Sanatana Dharma also. In spite of his, actually it's a big, fallacious argument people have. And please, all parents also, please pay attention to that. Parents feel that they have to keep their children away from temples from the mandir and from satsang and all of that, because the children have this thing to study and that thing to study. But everywhere, studies everywhere in the world have shown that the more they engage in these type of things, the better they do in their academia and all the other places. And it is said, when I see Professor, I always remember this: a busy man has time for everything. People who say that they don't have time for this and don't have time for that, they're really not busy actually. There's a convenient excuse. Professor Narayan Singh is so busy, and yet he finds time for all types of work in Sanatana Dharma. He's present everywhere, in spite of his schedule which takes him across the whole globe. He's always present in these type of things. He can even find time tonight to come here, to work with his program to make sure that he comes here. So it's all fallacious argument when we say, no, I'm so busy I can't go satsang. I'm so busy I can't go to that function, like that. It's just that we don't know how to manage our time properly. Okay, thank you, Professor, for being here and gracing this occasion again. Hariyo. There's a bookmark we have made for everybody. Please see, you can have one on your way out. There are limited spots available for the Gita chanting competition now. The Chinmay Mission of Guyana and the High Commission of Bharat to Guyana and the Swami Vivekananda Cultural Center here in Georgetown have all come together to teach Bhagavad Gita and to have a competition in Bhagavad Gita chanting. It starts next month, in February coming up now, and it will go all the way to June. Okay, please register. You can do online, and you can also get the registration barcode and everything from here or by the bookstall on your way out. Okay. On the 1st of February, which is just about a week from now, we'll have dosa at the ashram. It's a fundraiser we are having. And if you don't know what is a dosa, well, we make a watery butter with dal and rice. And we spread it on a tawa, a hot tawa, and make something like a roti. And Puja Gurudev used to jokingly say, when we throw it on the hot tawa, it goes sa. And when we turn it over, it goes sa. So you get two sa, so dosa. But that is just funny nirukta. That is not the reason why it is called dosa. But anyway, it's this type of roti crepe kind of thing that is made from dal and rice, and then there is filling on the inside with masala and all. You must come and try it out for those who don't know what is a dosa. It's our fundraiser for the ashram. Okay, it is from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday next Saturday. All right. And for those people who are interested in becoming brahmacharis and swamis and want to serve the society in this capacity and all that kind of thing later on in life, you have to take a very, very demanding course at the ashram. It starts on the 2nd of October and goes for 2 years with no holidays, not a single day holiday. No Saturday, Sunday, Monday, nothing, no holiday. And no public holidays and arrival day and nothing. And classes start at 5:30 a.m., not p.m. a.m. and goes till 8 p.m. every single day. It's called the Vedanta course, and it is there at the ashram in Trinidad starting in October. The qualifications are, you have to be under 30, unmarried, and have a university degree. These are the qualifications. Okay. Please share the message out. Let people know that this course is being provided at the ashram. Once people qualify, the ashram takes care of everything thereafter. On your way out, please have a look at the bookstall. And there are wonderful titles for you to see. Sadhana Panchakam. Panchakam means 5 verses. And each verse has 8 sadhanas that you can do. 8 spiritual exercises. So 8 5s, 40. There are 40 sadhanas in this book. It's a wonderful read and study. And the great Bhagwan Sri Ramana Maharishi has written a most profound